Hi everyone, welcome back to E-commerce Success by Ad360. Today we're going to review a website that has multiple products and they're asking for feedback on how to navigate their site. We're going to see the pros and cons of having many products and how you can work around some of the issues that this creates. If you like this content, please subscribe, like, comment below. All these little actions are super helpful for us to grow the channel. This video is brought to you by Ad360. Ad360 is the easiest way to start advertising online for all your products in just one click. We automatically generate banners, we find the websites that are going to be relevant and drive qualified traffic, and automatically focus your budget on where it's going to bring you the most views, clicks, and sales. If you want to learn more, there's a link in the description. You can try for yourself the app. There's a 14-day free trial. Okay, let's jump into today's content. So I'm reviewing this comment on the Shopify community. And so this new member, Grapher000, hello everyone. He says, I launched my online shop almost a year ago, I believe. I have just over 30 visits to my store daily. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. So are you implying that you would like to get more visits? If so, what are you currently doing? Can you tell us in the comments below or in your post if you're doing any advertising or any other marketing activity to drive people to your store? Or are you just saying that, or are you implying that you're not getting any conversions? From your visits number, so yesterday we made a detailed video talking about conversion rates, add to cart rates, but so from your visitors numbers, I would expect you to get anywhere between 2 and 4 sales per week, something like that. So if you're not getting these, indeed there might be something wrong with your website. Then you're asking, I wondered if people found my store to be challenging to navigate or the category is confusing. Any feedback or comments for improvements would be so appreciated. Thank you so much for your attention and participation. Okay, so let's look at the website. So this is your website, FTA deals, so endless possibilities, okay, let nature in. So the first thing I have to say, it's not clear what you're selling. It's all the wilderness, so it seems to be a bit all over the place. The texts are not clear, bring joy to your life, let nature in. This is super not clear what you're doing. So that's the first big problem is it needs to be immediately obvious to everyone who lands on your website what you're doing, what you're selling. People don't know you, they don't know your brand, they're going to have a very short attention span. That's by default, but even more so for you, they're going to be less tolerant for things they don't understand. So if they land on your website and after a couple of text, couple of images, they still don't know what you're selling, they might leave. They might not even continue on the website. They might just leave now just because they don't understand what you're doing. So that's a big problem. Okay, let's continue. So we're already beyond what most people are going to see. I think more than half of the people will already leave at that stage. So the fact I'm still on your website because I'm doing this review already puts me in the minority of users that will have the tolerance to read the rest and to take the time to read the rest of the website. We made a whole video on return on click investment, which is a nice concept that was invented by the Baymard Institute to explain how users invest their time and effort and click. So when they read the text, continue to explore your website, it's like they're making an effort and an investment. And whenever they're disappointed with what they're getting in exchange, so if there's unclear information, confusion, lack of clarity, for them it diminishes the return on their investment, much like a trader would see their stock going down and they might cut their losses and exit the position. Same for people. So whenever they get disappointed with the early results of their investments, such as I'm reading a text and I still don't know what you're doing, I might exit my position and leave the website immediately. That's exactly, they made a study with staff people, they found out it's exactly like this, it's working. So, okay, so let's continue still. So to keep our price at the lowest, we do everything ourselves, okay? We partner with the best manufacturers from around the globe who bring our products to you at a reasonable cost, but everything else is done internally. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if it's the right place. We still don't know what you're selling. So for us to know that, you know, you're trying to keep prices low is interesting, but that would only be interesting if I'm interested in buying your product in the first place, which I'm not yet, because I still don't know what you're selling. So for me, that would be an interesting statement to put maybe at the bottom or in your About Us page, or as a feature below, as a highlight somewhere below in the page where you say, okay, super attractive pricing and how we do it, and then you can explain. Having this as like the first text readable on your website is very, very strange, but let's continue. So then you have brand new. So still, you have to be super careful. Here you have a title. Titles, you don't have that many titles in the first few seconds, in the first few screens where people get on your website. These titles should really convey as much information as you can. And the problem is this title, again, is not really telling us what you're doing. Same for the title of the web page. You see on the top, you have here, on the tab, I see home, after deal. So having the brand name here, after deal is good. But home, everybody knows this is a home page, but home doesn't really convey any information. Usually on a website like this, you'd have your brand name, so that's good. And you have some information about what you're doing. For example, home decoration, or, handmade silverware or something like that. So that like what you're doing and something to qualify it, like handmade or something else. So the title doesn't convey any information. That's a big problem. So you still have time to decide what you're gifting to the people you love. If you're feeling stuck, we have a fabulous day gift for everyone in your life. Okay, so and there's an image with a bunch of stuff for gardening, it seems like. So that's super, super strange. Then who we are. So is it your team? In 2008, we founded Althea with a simple mission: make our product the most affordable on the market. So here again, this strong positioning about pricing, but we still don't know what you're selling. After scrolling a bunch on your website, that's the number one issue. You're never going to get anybody to click on the product page if they don't know what you're doing. We decided early that product innovation should come from necessity and experience, not from market research and data analysis. Okay, not so sure what this means, to be honest. Customers' feedbacks, that's really cool. So here we see coffee table, so that's nice. Here, that's the first time we can actually have a product, being mentioned anywhere on the website. So people bought from you a coffee table set, so that's okay. And some toys and gifts, okay. Then it looks like you have a physical shop. That's great. So if you do have a physical location, a brick and mortar shop, you should really put an emphasis on that, because that's going to increase trust and relatability, and people will, will be less likely to think that this is a dropshipping website, although it looks like a dropshipping website. But if you do have a physical location, people will say, oh, but so maybe they have inventory, they're going to ship from the US, it's going to be quicker, I can return more easily. These people, they have an address, they're not going to disappear on me if I don't get my product delivered. So all of these increase trust, so it's good. But I think you should say it more clearly that it's your store. So you should put a title like our brick and mortar shop, of come and visit us in Las Vegas or something, and you should put pictures of your store. Okay, and this is a bit strange. This looks like, oh, okay, this is a video. Okay, yeah. And then you have some article blogs. Okay, some blog articles. Okay, so nowhere on the first page are you telling people what you're saying. That's a big problem. You're not telling what you're doing, what you're selling. We can't see any products. You don't feature any collection. That's really bad. To be honest, that's what do you expect? Do you expect people to actually go and click? Nobody's going to click on these things on the top menu. Nobody. So your homepage is like someone welcoming you to your store. So I walk in, I have someone on the homepage. It's like someone in front of me in the store welcoming me and saying, okay, today we have this and you have that, and what are you looking for? And it's like this person is only telling us, okay, we have the best price, but they're not showing me any product. They're not showing me anything. So what am I doing here, right? So you need to highlight some collections. Okay. So if we click on your who we are page, there are a few problems here still. So again, you're saying most popular product. You have some, like here this image, we don't really know what this is. You have tailored with precision. You have a lot of texts that sound nice, that look like they're elaborate, but they're very vague, like in that you don't convey anything meaningful about what you're doing and what kind of products you're selling, what's your expertise. It's very, very strange. You're not saying really anything about your core business and the products that you're selling. That's very strange. I think that comes from the fact that you have too many different categories. So you don't really know what to say because you're all over the place. You're not focused on anything. The problem is someone who is looking to buy baby stuff is more likely to go to a dedicated website that sells stuff to for babies, toys, clothing, and we reviewed a few of these websites recently. One that was really nice last week. They're more likely to buy from that than you. If you want to sell outdoors, people are going to buy that from a website that's focused on outdoors, that specializes in these, with a blog that tells you about all the things you can do, about hiking, climbing, all the stuff like that. Camping. But the problem, if you have a very generic website which sells a ton of different stuff like that, that works if your brand is already well known and trusted, right? So if you go like to like Target, maybe if you go to the Target website, maybe you're being, and even on their website, you see right away I can see some products, I can see what they're selling, they're highlighting some stuff. So they also have this positioning on savings and save even more and 20% off, but you have some stuff, they're highlighting stuff, summer stuff, and you see images of actually what you can buy. You see different stuff, you have trending products, some featured categories, so I know what to expect. Right here I'm guided, so I see, okay, video games, yeah, why not, let's look at video games. I can click on household essential. Oh yeah, right, I forgot, I need to buy some tights, so I can click here, find it. The problem on your website is you're not guiding your customers. So you absolutely need, and I would say if you have more categories, there's even more the need of featuring them, explaining what they are, guiding people through your website. So it looks to me like you're doing less than a website that would have 2 or 3 categories, but you should be doing a lot more than them to highlight the categories, explain what they are, guide people through your website content. And you should feature some product on the homepage so we can actually have some ideas and say, oh yeah, a headphone, I need one of these. So I can click and look at that and I have the product info and okay. So I think you need to do a lot better. So you asked about is the website challenging to navigate? Absolutely, it's very challenging. The problem is there's nowhere to access products. First, we don't see any products. We don't see any collections. They're not featured, they're not highlighted, they're not explained, they're not showcased. The only way we need to find it is we have to look at the top here and click. They're very small, and we have to, and nobody's going to click on this stuff to find what's going on in each of these categories. Okay. The next problem is that I think you have a positioning issue because the only thing I remembered from your homepage is the low pricing stuff. The thing is, if we click on deal sales, I think we arrive here. Let me try again. So if I'm here, click on deal sales, best deals. All these products are like super expensive, like $600, almost 200, 160, 150. So all these products are super expensive, and there's no common theme, cohesive thematic to all of these. They're like all over the place. But they're super expensive. So is that really a good deal? I'm not sure. I don't know these products, so I could be wrong. But I just think there's a positioning issue between saying, okay, we only care about low pricing, and then selling us product with a very high price tag. Now maybe they're worth this price tag, but they don't look like really affordable products, So maybe you should have, a section with like very affordable products, and then another section with like good deals on otherwise expensive products, but you get value for your money, But right now it seems like it's a bit all over the place, to be honest. The next problem I have with your website is the search feature could be definitely improved. I type exercise, for example, to find, because when you have too many products like that and they're not super well highlighted, and you need to, you're asking your visitors to make a ton of effort to find your products. So if I type exercise, so okay, I have some relevant stuff, but then I have like cat toys, a few more cat toys. I have dinosaurs. Like what, what's the deal with all of that, right? So the search feature could definitely be improved, I think, to make things easier to find. Okay. So in conclusion, I think you should do a much better job about explaining what you do, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, what are you selling. You should show products on your homepage. We should see stuff that we can buy. It's going to help us navigate the site. It's going to give us ideas. It's going to generate desire for some products. You need to highlight some categories like that with big images, and you need to present all your categories on your homepage, or at least a number of them, like this. Can be like this, very discreet, with a small image, a small title. It's very clean, very easy to understand, and at least we know what to look for, right? Another tip I could give you is, I think you have too many products. There are too many different categories. It's too much all over the place. We don't really know what to look for just because there's too much. It's not really focused, and this also makes it difficult for you to present yourself and what you're doing, right? Because if you have who we are, like, you're not really saying anything meaningful about yourself or your product, and that's because I think you don't know what to say. There's simply too much stuff. So if you talk about the toys, you're not talking about the automotive stuff, you're not talking about the outdoor, you're not talking about jewelry, but there's too much stuff that's too much all over the place to really make meaningful statements about your product, how you find them, why they're better value than the competition. So one way to take this would be to remove the number of categories, being more focused on a few categories that work well together, and build a cohesive branding and positioning and messaging on the website around these, like your specialists in everything, toys and kids and home stuff, or you're specialized in sports and outdoor and outfits and stuff like that, or something else. But I think you can't really compete with marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, or AliExpress with a branded website like that nobody knows. Why would someone trust you and leave their credit card details on your website if they don't know you, and you're not showing a certain expertise, and you're not giving people to help them make a purchasing decision? And you're competing against the marketplaces, you're competing against Target, Walmart, Macy's, like you're up against giants, and you don't really have anything to show for yourself, in my opinion. That's just my honest opinion. Sorry if it's a bit direct, but you need to put yourself under a spotlight. You need to say, okay, we're better than these guys because we do things like this, or we do things like that. If you're cheaper, show that you're cheaper, show comparison of different websites. If you're finding unique products that are more specific, say so, explain how you're finding these, maybe by working with direct local producers somewhere, like you're saying on the homepage. But right now, I don't see any differentiating factor compared to some of these other big websites, and you're really fighting an uphill battle. You're fighting against giants, so you need to have something for yourself. You need to have a special weapon that makes you special. The only benefit I would think of personally in terms of having that many different products and categories would be to increase your footprint in Google and being more easily discoverable, and create more organic traffic around your products. But in my opinion, that's possible to do, but it's going to be at the expense of a clear positioning, a clear branding, and so at the expense of conversion rates. But that could be a strategy. But the problem I have also with your website is you don't seem to be super well ranked on Google in that, or well, optimized for Google in terms of SEO, search engine optimization. So as I said, your title is not super descriptive. Like, you shouldn't have home in the title. You should say something meaningful, like find all the products you need for the best price, or something like, at least something like that, or something more descriptive about what you're selling. Then this description you see, I think this is like a customer testimonial, which might be okay to put as a description. It's a bit unusual, but I think you need to have something again that's conveying more information about what you're doing. Here, the sentence is cut in half. We don't really understand what you're doing. That's just like the toys and gifts, but it doesn't really tell us anything about what you're saying. Oh, sorry, what you're selling. The other thing is you're missing the card on the right. So this means that maybe you don't have a Google My Business profile, or it's not visible enough to show here. So you should definitely work on your Google My Business profile, improve the level of information, get customers to leave you reviews, 5-star reviews on your Google My Business profile. It's going to make your website more trustworthy. It's going to make it more discoverable, and it's going to make you rank higher. If people type products, gifts, deals on products, best value products, if you have a Google My Business profile, even if it's a lot less popular than Macy's or Target, if you have a ton of 5-star reviews, you can show up. I mean, I say a ton, but even like with 10, 15, 20 5-star reviews, you can show up in front of stores that have hundreds or thousands of reviews, but that are lesser ranked. So if you have a superior customer service and your customers are really happy, ask them to leave 5-star reviews. It's really going to make a big difference. The other thing is this is going to make you appear on Google Maps, because right now we can't find you. So if you have a physical location, you should definitely register it here. It's going to make you appear on the Google Maps, and it's also going to make you more discoverable on the Google search results. The last thing is, the one true benefit of having many products would be to have them ranked on Google Shopping, because nowadays, I mean, since last year, I think you can have your product ranked for free on Google Shopping. It used to be a few years ago that you would only have Google Shopping ads in here, but now you can rank products for free. You can get organic traffic from your product ranked on Google. And for me, that's the only defendable argument, that's the only possible good argument for having that many products on your website. But you're not even tapping into that opportunity. You only have less than 10 products ranked on Google My Shopping. They're not the best products of your website either, I think. And you could have a ton more. You should have a lot more. They should be better ranked, better placed in Google. And you can get organic traffic from that, and that could be good if you choose to keep a high number of products. Okay, I hope these tips were helpful, and they're going to help reorganize your website, making it more easily navigated, showcasing your products, categories, making it easy for people to understand what you're selling, and then either reducing the number of products and categories and really focusing on what you're good at and where you have the best products and the best prices, or if you want to remain like a sort of agnostic, holistic stock store where you can find anything you're looking for, at least taking advantage of the fact that you can rank these products on Google, you can get organic traffic from shopping, and there are a ton more things to do to improve your website ranking. Okay. I hope this was helpful. I hope you'll get a ton of value from this. I wish you a lot of success, a lot of happy customers, returning customers, a lot of sales. Thank you. Bye.